Chris Benoit wins the Rumble. We all know that, but what about the rest of the show? Was that any good? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of 10 years ago. Tonight, the start of season 5, if you can believe that, episode 69 of 10 years ago. Tonight, obviously you can tell by the title, we're going to do the Royal Rumble 2004. It's the 25th of January 2004, obviously. And we're live at some place called the Wachovia Centre, is that right? It's called the Wells Fargo Centre today, much easier to say. That's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it's been home to many wrestling shows. Off the top of my mind, oh no, that's not true, I did some research first, it's In Your House Mind Games, one of my favourite main events ever. WrestleMania 15, one of the worst manias ever. Unforgiven 2000, Survivor Series 2006, and last year's, because it is 2014, we can say that now, last year's, 2013's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. There are 17,289 rabid fans on board. Nothing Left to Lose by Puddle of Mud is the theme song. Quite a good tune, actually. It's taken from their second album, Life on Display, If You Care, Which You Don't. On Heat, the match was Victoria beating Molly Holly, which is lovely. One of the great things is I got the torrent for 2004 in about June, believe it or not, knowing full well that it'd be a massive file and I'd want to see the bollocks out of it for as long time as possible. The torrent I found was not only the shows but the DVDs as well. So they had the DVD extras, which is good. I was really happy about that. And of course, this had Victoria beating Molly on it. The buy rate for this one was 0.98. The point I was going to make about the torrent there is I've seeded the bollocks out of it. Think about it, I've got a whole year to seed it. It's fantastic. Anyway, the buy rate for the pay-per-view is 0.98, which is actually up on last year's. So, 3 bits of news since Armageddon, and then I'll go on with the show. So the first one, of course, is that Sheriff Austin made his return. Not just Stone Cold Steve Austin. No. There was an online petition to bring Stone Cold Steve Austin back. He couldn't come back as the Raw general manager because, of course, he'd been fired as general manager. And at the time, I think we already had a general manager, and that was Mick Foley, because we saw that Armageddon, didn't we? So he comes back, he's brought back. And like I say, he can't be a general manager, so they give him the sheriff's position, which basically means that he's allowed to kick up. As far as I remember, he can make matches, he can kick ass if he wants to, yada, yada, yada. This was the last straw for me. For Austin, this absolute ass whopper, anti-authority, had some amusing things during the time as general manager, but this for me was just, I wanted Austin off my screen for this, because even with the fucking little plastic sheriff's badge, get away. So, as I just said, Mick Foley was co-general manager. He's starting a feud with Randy Orton, a feud which, as we all know, will culminate even at Backlash in a few months' time. And a fantastic match. I'm very much looking forward to reviewing that show. For that match, is the truth. Honestly, I am. But they had a scheduled match on Raw. If Foley lost, he lost the general manager, but he walked out the match with no explanation. That will come soon. And of course, it's the Royal Rumble. So, Chris Benoit is number 1, and Goldberg is number 30. Benoit lost a match against Brock Lesnar. I think it was, if I remember right, I may be very wrong on this one, but Brock won via submission, via the Brock lock. You have to let me know on that one. But anyway, Benoit is put in a handicap match after Heyman and Toby. Heyman basically tells him, you'll never get another title shot. Then Heyman puts him in a handicap match against the entire FBI. His partner is Chris Benoit's partner, isn't Chris Benoit? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? It's actually John Cena. John Cena, Chris Benoit beat the FBI. Both men go into the Rumble. So Heyman's vexed about this, even though the handicap match was his idea, obviously. Yeah, he makes him number 1. He won't win. There we go. And then Goldberg won a Battle Royal on Raw to become number 30. And that's really all you need to know about that. So, let's get on with this. I've been looking forward to reviewing this show. Bear with me a second. They're always long, the Rumble reviews, because of course the Rumble is such a big match. Lots to talk about. So in the opening contest though, Batista and Ric Flair defeating the Dudley Boyz in a pretty shit tables match, to be honest, to retain the tag team titles. The Dudley Boyz, a 3D coach, threw a table on the previous Raw to this, and Coach was on commentary at the start of this show, very briefly, selling the injured ribs. Crowd seemed very hot for the Dudley Boyz, oh yes. Batista gets a nice, easy, cheap heat by ripping the local sports team. And then we get on to the match. Clever spot in the match, never seen this one before, where Bubba gets a table, yeah, puts it, without, face down, onto the apron, and then slides it across the ring. Batista is on the other side of the ring, gets a table to the chest. Innovative, never seen that one before. Doesn't save it from being a dud match though. Oh no. The big woo when Flair does his chops, but there's nothing to note apart from that one little moment I just said, until Coach gets in the ring. He distracts he gets battered, but of course that's a distraction. Dudley set up a was-up drop on him, but Flair stops it and Batista spinebusters Devon through the table to win the match. And get this, yeah, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. If you want to go 1 star, no, come on, Mark, don't be silly. If you want to go half a star, yeah, because of the crowd and because of that stuff with the table slide, yeah, be my guest. I'm not that nice, I'm afraid. Dud match. In the back, Cena raps, but he's interrupted by RVD. Cena then makes me laugh because he said that Van Dam's been tripping. He's been chatting to Mary Jane. Fucking superb. And then Rey Mysterio defeats Jamie Noble. Sorry, I got completely thrown there because on my notes, right, check this out. This is me being honest with you. I put JR and King tell us that Sheriff Austin. And that's it. So I must have written that with the intention of that going somewhere. And of course, when you're doing a vid like this, that will properly throw you. Rey Mysterio defeating Jamie Noble in a short match to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. So Noble has Nydia with her. You may remember at No Mercy. I talked about that Nydia had been blinded by the dreaded black mist of death and destruction by Tajiri. A few months ago, the match lasts a whopping 3 minutes and 12 seconds. While the action is good, especially a nice Rana by Rey, that's just way too short for you to get emotionally invested in a match like this. I mean, at all. The finish, of course, is pure storyline advancement as Nydia accidentally trips up Noble, allowing Rey to hit the 619 and a springboard leg drop to get the win. And the thing that's here is that I'm going to go 1 star because for the amount of time that they had, they actually got quite a lot of action into it. But the thing that's scary for me here is that the Noble Nydia payoff, which you surely think is a shoo-in for WrestleMania, the payoff is going to be there. No, it actually happens next month at No Way Out. And to be honest, it's the last thing that of any importance that both Noble and Nydia do in the company, if you ask me. Okay match for the time that they had, but it was criminally short. We get an advert for WWE Originals. Go on then, hands up, who bought this one? Anyone out there, did you do it? Hands up if you bought this one. I fucking didn't. Put your hand down, Mark. I got sent this one free by the WWE. Hey, Mark, give this a listen. We know you'll love it. I didn't. I went to a house show. I'll probably talk about this later on in the month. I went to a house show. I went to the WrestleMania Revenge tour in Newcastle. The worst WWE show I've ever been to, is the truth. Imagine driving from Stoke to Newcastle to watch a bad show to then drive all that way back. Oh, terrible. Anyway, the point is that they had a competition out there. You had to it was literally just fill out your name and address. And I won a mini CD player and that CD. And it was one of those. Cheers, WWE, listen to it. Oh, God, never listen. I don't think I've ever listened to it since. Listened to it just that once. Jericho's tune was good. Don't you wish you were me? That was a good one. Rest was... Oh, I Don't Suck by Angle. Do you remember? I don't suck. That was... Oh my God, I've probably still got it somewhere. I might go and dig that out after this vid. Anyway, Eddie Guerrero defeating Chavo Guerrero in a match. So after teaming for the best part of 1 year, or more than 1 year, wasn't it? Cracks appeared in the relationship around the time No Mercy back in October. They lost the tag team belts to the Bashams. Eddie lost the US title to the Big Show. Kurt Angle's been trying to sort it out between them in a lovely bit of foretelling for WrestleMania. Or at least I hope it's foretelling. The benefit of hindsight now is I can look back and go, but maybe it just wasn't. In another match against the Bashams, Chavo walloped Eddie with a chair. Then a week later, Eddie was attacked by his brother, Chavo Senior, who of course was billed as Chavo Classic from this point on. And even though he's got Chavo Senior with him, Chavo Guerrero is not allowed to be billed as Chavo Junior. Isn't that strange? Nice build. In my opinion, this is a nice build-up to have Chavo getting a cheap win here, yeah. They had, and see there's no way out is a SmackDown pay-per-view. You have an inconclusive finish at No Way Out, which then leads to the big match, a gimmick match if you like, at WrestleMania. Eddie gets the win there. Eddie's your #1 contender, goes into a feud with whoever's champion coming out of WrestleMania, which is what happened, isn't it? Isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. So anyway, stiff chop battle and a thumb to the eyes by Eddie. Chavo hits a nice Rana to take Eddie to the outside, where Chavo Senior, we've got to distinguish between the two. So Chavo is just Chavo Guerrero, right? And Chavo Senior is Chavo Classic. It'll just get too confusing, won't it? I'll say Chavo Senior when it needs to. So when Chavo Senior whips him into the steps, Chavo takes control briefly, but Eddie attempts a cross arm breaker, back suplex on the Three Amigos by Chavo. Eddie counters or tornado DDT and hits Three Amigos of his own, and then hits the Frog Splash for the win. Honestly, that's it. 8 minutes this one went. Which again is way too short. And then just to show this feud is done, is dead, is over, right? Chavo snaps and batters Chavo, busting him open, but not first. Oh no, before that, he ties Chavo Senior to the ropes with his own tie so that he cannot save his boy. And then so Chavo Senior sat there, shouting, "Look, what have you done? What have you done? He's your family." Look on Eddie's face is fucking amazing. Honestly, guys, this match feels like the first 10 minutes of a 20-25 minute, half an hour classic. And then the finish comes out like that. And you're just like, oh. And honestly, that's it. That's the feud done. This nice build, this build-up started in October. So it's taken 3 or 4 months to get to here. And that's your lot. I've always said, haven't I? Always said that they put the belt on Eddie Guerrero at the wrong time. And this, for me, just going back 10 years later, because this is the first time I've seen this pay-per-view in years, you've got to remember that, it's just weird watching it, because you sat going, right, I can think of 2 ways to do it. Put the belt on Eddie Guerrero at No Mercy when he was at his absolute hottest, but it just, I don't know, it just feels like they hot-shotted the booking. It really does. You feel like this feud is going to go on for another couple of pay-per-views. And of course, we're accustomed to that, so we don't mind. How often, in this day and age, how often do pay-per-view rivalries start and then finish on one pay-per-view? Very rarely happens, doesn't it? Anyway, fuck it. In the back, Chris Benoit is talking to some guy about being #1. He's interrupted by Evolution. Of course, Triple H isn't with him, obviously, because he's praying for his match. But Flair rips him. Flair rips Benoit for not being able to win the big one. And then when we go to commentary, Taz agrees with him, which is lovely of him. So Benoit's winning. Brock Lesnar defeating Hardcore Holly in a special foregone conclusion match to retain the WWE Championship. Brock broke Hardcore Holly's neck. He came back to do the same thing to Brock, or so he says. He won a 3-way match also involving Big Show and Matt Morgan to become the #1 contenders. And no matter what they do, no matter what he says, and no matter how many times Brock Lesnar runs away from Hardcore Holly, there is not a soul on this earth who believed that Hardcore Holly was actually going to win this match. Hence the special foregone conclusion match. Anyway, so we've got a snap suplex and a bear hug, a fisherman's buster and a bear hug, a lovely belly to belly and a fucking bear hug. Just kill, and it's all moves done by Brock. He doesn't move and then he puts a bear hug on. Doesn't move, puts a bear hug on. The moves are really nice. The bear hugs kill any momentum in this match because it just stops it dead. Oh man. Holly comes back with an Alabama slam, which Cole believes is the end. It gets 2. Holly gets a full Nelson, which I'm guessing, think about it, Butcher's Lock, don't forget, Butcher's Lock, full Nelson, pressure. Even in kayfabe, that's not going to break your neck, is it? It's just not. So, yeah, don't know why. Anyway, a second one is countered, 1 F5 later, and Brock retains. By Hardcore Holly, back to the lower mid-cards you go. Because that's the thing, this guy's been presented as mid-carder his entire career. Why should I give a fuck about him? I mean, he's not a main event player. If he beat Brock Lesnar for the championship, Brock Lesnar's career would never recover, would it? Let's be honest. Oh, fucking right. If you really want to give this one a 1.5 stars. If you give this match more than 1 star, you're going to have to tell me down below why, because I just can't. You've got, in some respect, I actually feel sorry for Bork Laser, because I'm sure Bork really did not want to do this match. Next, we actually get a good match, believe it or not. 2 matches left. That's it. Before we go on, the undercard, right? We've had 1 hour of this pay-per-view, yeah? 1 hour of the pay-per-view. There's been less than 20 minutes wrestling. 4 matches. Not good enough. Next 2 matches. There's 2 matches left. There is 2 hours of this show. Now, granted, I admit and I know that, that the Royal Rumble match will take up at least an hour. We know that, but come on. An hour into a pay-per-view, 20 minutes. Oh, Triple H fought Shawn Michaels to a draw in a good last man standing match. Excuse me. Triple H retains the championship, obviously. So, as well as their pay-per-view matches at 2000 Survivor Series, they fought one-on-one at SummerSlam 2002, classic match. The last 20 minutes or so, if I remember rightly, of Survivor Series and the Elimination Chamber match was these two. They had the 3 stages of hell match at Armageddon. But then, of course, don't forget, they had an absolute classic match on the 29th of December 2003 edition of Raw. It looked like Shawn Michaels had won that match, but Bischoff comes out, overturns the decision because both men's shoulders were down. A week later, Sheriff Austin makes this one a last man standing match. So, Hunter works the back while Michaels works the legs. So we've got a nice little bit of psychology. We've got a psychological base, shall we say, to go from. Of course, I mean, that doesn't make it. You could go, well, why would they do that? We'll stick to it. Shawn Michaels working over the legs. If you can't use your legs, you can't beat a 10 count, can you? There's one problem, of course. You can probably imagine what it is. And the psychology from this part doesn't go anywhere at all. There is no further. I mean, obviously, it's not that it doesn't go any further, because Triple H works the back a lot. It's just that Shawn Michaels doesn't bother selling it because he's like that. Anyway, so let's go through, because all those matches were so short. Let's go through this one, shall we? They go outside where both tables get prepped, but nothing comes of it. Fans are not happy about that, but it's all good as Shawn Michaels goes for a springboard, either a crossbody or a moonsault. I can't tell which one he's trying to do. Triple H calm moves out of the way, so Shawn crashes through one of the Spanish announce table. The way it looks is that he goes face first onto the table, so that's what busts him open. Bit of a strange one. It's a good blade job. There's blood everywhere. Ref counts and counts again, because from that point on, Triple H is in control, and every time he does anything, he gets the referee to count. That makes sense. He continues on the offense, working over the back, including hitting a quad-ripping spinebuster of doom. It gets 6 for the quad ripper. Fuck me, only a 6. Shawn Michaels uses the ropes to pull himself up. Chair shot to the back by Triple H gets 9. So your chair shot to the back gets 9. Spine bust gets 6. Triple H wants the pedigree on the chair, but it's countered into a slingshot into the turnbuckle. Triple H does something that always bugs me. He sat there prepping his blade while he's down on the floor. Shawn Michaels gets the chair. Bam! Next thing you know, when Triple H gets up, guess what? He's busted open. What a surprise. Wish I didn't see that. Shawn Michaels comes back with a forearm, kips up at 8, unloads with an inverse atomic drop. Matcher elbow goes for switching musical. Triple H ducks and goes low. Michaels manages a sleeper, which I suppose actually in storyline mode actually makes perfect sense, to be honest, because if you're out from your sleeper, you can't beat the 10 count. So, of course, that gets an 8. DDT by Hunter gets 9 for both men. Hunter tries a belly to back superplex, but Shawn Michaels turns it into a crossbody. That's really nice. Both men are up again at 9. Pedigree, Shawn Michaels up at 9. Switching music, neither man can answer the 10 count, and this one is a draw, and the fans are not happy about that one bit. The initial psychology was a little bit good, but when they both stopped selling it. But I think the story of this match told was Triple H is going to batter you. Shawn Michaels can take it and is going to win, but you know he gave his one last little bit of energy to hit the switching music. I like the storytelling of this one. After, it's not a classic, but it's a 3.5 star match is what I'll say. Afterwards, Shawn Michaels refuses to take the stretcher, staggers to the back. On the DVD extras that I got on my torrent, there's a great little extra showing the two men sort of being seen to by trainers in the back. Shawn Michaels saying that his right leg is locked up, for example. It's really good. Both of them are a bloody mess, absolute bloody mess. WrestleMania 20 is in 49 days, don't forget. And then, Chris Benoit winning the 2004 Royal Rumble. But we've got lots to get to before that, because we get the video package, right? We get the video package to build up the Rumble match. It's all good. Really only focuses on, basically, the highlight package, or the video package for this one is saying one of two things, eh? Benoit's going to win, or Goldberg's going to win. That's pretty much it. JR and Taz do commentary, which is good. They go to the Fink. He starts to explain the rules, but here's Bischoff. Oh no! Bischoff comes out before Fink can explain the rules, like I say. Runs down Heyman. Heyman comes out because he's not very happy about that. Heyman sits there pondering for a second, and you know, like he's going to go and say something. And he starts bashing on Bischoff, because you just would, wouldn't you? This brings Sheriff Austin out. Sheriff Austin hits stunners for the pair of them and leaves, which is lovely. This segment was utterly pointless in every conceivable way, is what I'll say. I mean, Jesus Christ, just say for argument's sake, this took 6 minutes, yeah? Give those 6 minutes to the matches on the undercard and make them just that a little bit longer, and you might have a more meaningful show. Oh, in the back, Goldberg and Lesnar exchange words, with Goldberg clearly getting the upper hand, and then we see Foley's empty seat. Did I mention Foley's empty seat at the start? Probably didn't. Sheriff Austin has said that Foley should show up at the pay-per-view. He's left a seat in the front row for Mick Foley. We saw it at the very start of the show. Foley's not here. So again, we go to it. There's some guy very happy going, Foley, but there's no sign of Mick Foley himself. Jim Ross had said on Raw the week before, if Foley's not there, I'll call him a coward. Taz eggs him on a lot about this a little bit. So of course, Jim Ross is forced to conclude, yep, he is a coward, which is lovely. Between the end of the last man standing match, though, and Benoit's music hitting here, 10 minutes go past. That's 2 minutes for each match. 2.5 minutes, should we say, for the 4 undercard matches. Might have made them just a little bit better. Do you not think? Anyway, every year we have to do this one. Like I've written down the order the people come out, the order that they're eliminating, and if anything of note happens in between, alright? Obviously, I can't really do it at the justice that it deserves, but I'll try my hardest, alright? So Benoit's first, obviously. Actually, first. Let's have a swig of energy drink. And goes talking fast mode. Benoit's first. Obviously. Randy Orton second, and Henry is Thierry Henry is third. Why not? Mark Henry is third. Tajiri is fourth. He unloads on Orton with kicks and handspring elbow, but eats rolling Germans from Benoit. Bradshaw is 5. He unloads with clotheslines from hell until he tries it on Benoit, because Benoit catches it into a crippler frostface, and then he's eliminated anyway, so it's all good. Rhino is 6. Tarantula for Henry. Rhino gores Henry, and because of the way that is, because Tajiri's on the outside of the ropes doing the tarantula, that means that Tajiri is knocked to the outside. No problem with that at all. Benoit dips out Mark Henry, and Matt Hardy is number 7, and he hits a side effect on Rhino. Scott Steiner is number 8, making, please help me if I'm wrong here, this is his last pay-per-view appearance, is it not? He gets a few suplexes in, but then gets suplexed himself by Benoit. Matt Morgan is 9. Steiner gets a nice suplex on Rhino. Hurricane is 10. He lasts all of 19 seconds. He does make the crowd pop, though, because he comes in, climbs to the top rope, hits a crossbody onto Matt Hardy. But then when he tries to do the same one to Matt Morgan just calmly picks him up and launches him out. Hardy is almost eliminated, but hangs on. Booker T is number 11. Kane is 12. Steiner is eliminated by Booker T during Kane's entrance. Choke slams for everyone, and then an amazing moment, which, believe it or not, I'd actually managed to completely forget about before I watched this. They do the countdown for the next entrant, which of course is going to be number 13, and it must have been done on purpose, but the way that Jim Ross is talking about Kane, this is the man who buried his own brother, and as he says the words brother, yeah, the lights go out and the Undertaker's bell gongs twice. Gong, gong. And then the lights come back on. The pop is amazing. So I got goosebumps looking at it. It's one of those, oh, yes! Because there's been rumours for months since Survivor Series that Taker's going to be coming back as old school Undertaker. And so Kane obviously is understandably vexed. I buried you, he shouts while pointing at the entranceway. Leaves him wide open to be dumped out by Booker T. Spike is 13, but he gets chokeslammed by Kane on the entrance ramp, so he doesn't even bother getting in the match. PC is 14, Stinkface for Morgan. Ray Dupree is 15, he eliminates Hardy, but stops at that fucking dance and gets super kicked out by Rikishi. A-Train is 16. Benoit eliminates Morgan. Rikishi and Booker are then eliminated by Randy Orton in quick succession. Shelton Benjamin is 17. Benoit eliminates A-Train while Benjamin is on his way to the ring. Shelton doesn't last long at all. He's all eliminated by Orton after 30 seconds, leaving the two guys who started first and second. That's all good, isn't it? Ernest fucking Miller is 18, complete with his manager Lamont, who I had to research because I couldn't remember the fucking guy's name. He dances while Orton and Benoit are down selling. I think Orton had done a belly-to-back suplex, if I remember rightly. They recover. Benoit goes to launch out Lamont. Funny moment. Runs into the rope chair and then tries to launch him, but just grabs his wig, and so the wig just goes flying and Lamont stays still. So he has to say the second time, and then Orton gets rid of Miller. Don't worry, we won't mention Miller ever again on this series because he was released a month later. Oh, God, now I think about it. In 9 years' time, in 9 or 8 years' time, I might still be doing 10 years ago, we might review a show that's got Brodus Clay on, and I may be saying to the people who have never heard of fucking Brodus Clay, Brodus Clay is using some guy called Ernest the Cat Miller's entrance theme from 10 to 20 years ago. Man, imagine that. Fucking hell. Back since all seriousness, here comes Kurt Angle. Massive "You suck" chant, because the crowd really want his music to keep playing. It's easy to forget how over Angle really was at times. It really is. Rico is 20, doesn't last long. Eats an RKO and is eliminated by Orton. Test is meant to be 21. Angle eats an RKO in the ring, but Test is found unconscious backstage. Sheriff Austin is vexed at this and vexed at the person who's done it to Test. He says, right, that was meant to be my number 21. Right, you're my number 21. And so Orton is beating on Angle in the middle of the ring, and Mick Foley's music hits, and the look on Orton's face is just priceless. This bit from now on in, for the next 5 minutes, because the Royal Rumble match becomes secondary completely, because Foley eliminates Orton in quick succession with a classic cactus elbow over the top. They continue brawling while Christian comes out at number 22. Foley gets the ring steps and blasts some guy on the outside with him, but that leaves him wide open to a nasty unprotected chair shot from Randy Orton, and they brawl up the ring, around the ringside. They brawl up the ring steps, and Foley goes to get Socko out, but here's Nunzio at number 22, and he eats the Socko, which is really funny. Oh, dear me. The match, while the match is going on in this time, can I just point out that every so often I'm trying to look into what's happening in the ring. Angle still down from that RKO. Big Show's 24, Jericho's 25. All the guys try and team up and eliminate Show. Doesn't work. Charlie Haas is 26. He gets double suplex, which is lovely. Nunzio, incidentally, as well as getting Socko, is still sat on the outside, which is interesting. Jericho eliminates Christian. Billy Gunn is 27. He is famous as, and I've got to call him that because that's what they are. For Angle and Jericho. Cena is 28, to quite a big pop. He puts Nunzio into the ring, goes at it with Show. RVD is 29. An FU on Angle. All Angle has done so far in this match is take people's finishers and lie down. He hasn't really done anything at all, has he? Oh well, never mind. Goldberg is 30. Spears for Show. Spears for Gunn. Power slam for Haas. Nunzio jumps in his back, but Goldberg is so well odd that even though he's got a guy on his back, he can still dump out Haas. Massive spear for Nunzio then. Gunn is eliminated. Press slam to the outside for Nunzio. Goldberg wants the jackhammer on slow, but here's Bork Laser with an F5 on Goldberg, which leaves him wide open to be eliminated by Angle. In a great little moment, Goldberg shouts out, "You're next, you son of a bitch." They all try and team up to get out Show again, so each a whole bunch of signature moves, including the 5-knuckle shuffle by Cena and the diving headbutt by Benoit. Show launches Cena, who lands badly. It's a nasty landing on his left knee. Show then launches Van Dam, and we have a final four. It's Slow, Benoit, Jericho, and Angle. Walls for Show, which doesn't really do much, apart from make the big man mad, and he duly eliminates Jericho. He literally does what any big man should do. Gets him in the chokeslam position, holds him up, and then just goes, and dumps him over the ropes. Because you should do that, shouldn't you? You don't have to chokeslam him down. Just put him over. Everyone's happy. We're down, ankle lock for Big Show, but Show manages to launch him with his ridiculous leg strength over the top rope while he's in the ankle lock, so we're down to 2. Benoit hits a diving headbutt, manages to counter a chokeslam into a crossface. Show goes to press on Benoit, but he manages to turn it around into a front face lock. And then basically, he's actually quite clever. He pulls himself over the ropes while holding the front face lock on and just generally pulls him down. And by the looks of things, it's a combination of Big Show almost losing basically Big Show almost loses consciousness and then falls out of the ring, giving us your winner at just over an hour, 1 hour and 1 minute. Chris Benoit is your #1 contender. Will go to WrestleMania in the headline match. It's all good, isn't it? Really tight booking in this one. Really tight. There was very, very few moments in this match where you felt like it was boring. There was some great moments. Like I say, the Foley, Orton stuff, that gong of the Undertaker's was fantastic. And the thing about this match is that, and the reason that you probably if you look down below, you'll see I haven't rated this one that high. This one I'm going to give the same rating that I gave to both the 2001 and the 2002 Royal Rumbles, which is 3.5 stars. In good conscience, I can't rate it any higher. Some people will tell you this is their favourite ever Rumble. If you want to give it 4 stars, please be my guest. The thing that's big about this one is that it's a very lacking in star power. Jim Ross says at the start of this match that there's no formal winners in it. The first time that's ever happened since obviously the first one. First time there's never been someone who's won the Rumble beforehand. It feels more like a mid-card. I mean, you've got Angle and Goldberg and I suppose Booker T in there and maybe Jericho at a push. But yeah, most of it's lower mid-card, you know. There is very fizzy stuff. There's very, very few certified main eventers in this match, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to go with that one. As a show, this one's pretty pants, isn't it? I mean, the undercard is criminal in how short its matches are. You know me, I do tend to underrate things more than some people do. But I can't, in good conscience, give the matches any higher than what I already have. You know, with the stars that I've given you. I mean, if you want to go 5 out of 10, you're feeling a nice guy. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. Basically, if you want to see all of the Triple H and Shawn Michaels matches, go and find this one. You will be disappointed with that. I promise you that. And if you think the Rumble was better than what I've said, please let me know. I'm genuinely open to comments down below. 5 out of 10. If you're feeling particularly nice, but it probably is closer to a 4 out of 10 show, if you ask me. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of the Royal Rumble 2004? Let me know down below. Of course, next up in the series is No Way Out 2004, a show that has a good place in my heart because, of course, it's where Eddie Guerrero wins the championship. Looking forward to reviewing that one a lot. Let me know what you thought down below. I don't reply to more, but I read every single comment. I've been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching this vid. I'll be back very soon. Take it easy, guys.